Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Today I'm going to present my article with title Geometrical Thinking, its role for analyzing geometry tasks related to HOTS from PISA. Okay. Introductions. There are 4 points that I want to present. The first is higher order thinking skills or HOTS. The second is geometry and spatial ability from Mayer, and the last one is geometrical thinking level from Van Hill. In solving mathematical problems, the students must be able to understand from the simple concepts to higher concepts. So in developing the students' abilities, especially in solving given problems, it is necessary to have a lot of tasks that can hone the students' higher order thinking skills. And the current challenge is how the students can use geometrical concepts to complete tasks related to higher order thinking skills. And one source of assignments that is often used comes from Program for an International Student Assessment, or PISA. And not only demanding mastery of concepts, the HOTS task from PISA also emphasize how these concepts are applied to various situations. And one of the abilities expected in geometry learning is spatial ability, one of which is proposed by Mayer. And we know that the spatial ability, there are several components, namely spatial perceptions, visualizations, mental rotation, and spatial relations, and spatial orientations. And also geometrical thinking level from Van Hill. There are 5 levels, consist of visualizations, analysis, abstraction, deduction, and rigor. Next, in this study, we try to compare the students' answer based on the steps of their work and the answer based on theory of geometrical thinking from Van Hill. The method we use in this study, this is focused on qualitative approach. We conducted 3 stages in qualitative study and involving 23 grade 9 students in a school in Tangerang Regency. In the first stage, the researchers took 3 tasks from PISA as a test instrument related to HOTS in geometry material. The next stage is the researchers tested the test instrument to the students. All students are required to complete the test within 60 minutes. The last step is to analyze the students' answer based on the step of their work. Then the results of the analysis are compared with the geometrical thinking level of Van Hill by looking at the spatial thinking process. This is the task 1, an example of expected answer process for the test instrument number 1. This is an example of expected answer process for the test instrument 2. And this is an example of expected answer process for the test instrument 3. Okay, this is students' answer in task 1 and 2. It can be observed that the student easily found the visual form that is asked from the problem. The student then related all the information in the task by using the concept of the Pythagorean theorem. The students can find hypotenuse of the edge in the task, and finally, the students only need to add up all the edge referred to in the task. The final solution found by the students was 4.5 meters. From the pictures presented by the students, it can be seen that the student has been able to visualize the problem given in simple form. The student was also able to analyze the length of the arc's edge, where one of the edge is a hypotenuse. Then the students manage the state the result in meters, namely 4 meters. The work result of the student in answering the test instrument number 2 is presented in figure 4b. From these figures, we can see that the student has been able to think spatially by finding the floor area of the ice cream shop as a whole. After that, the students identified which areas of the ice cream shop do not need to add a floor. Indirectly, from this task, the student found an information that the surface area and the contours area do not require no floor. So the students concluded that the area that can be the solution is the area of the ice cream shops minus the area of the surface area and the contour. The students visualize the problem by inferring the existence of square and right triangle. In fact, the surface area and the contour are a trapezoid. It's clear that the student's answer is wrong because there are parts of the contour area that do not require floors. When referring to the expected answer steps on this task, the student can find the solution easier when the students focus on area outside the surface area and the contour. Therefore, the students can determine the right answer by adding up all this focus area, so that from this task, at least 3 flat shapes can be visualized, namely 2 rectangles and 1 right triangles. Furthermore, the students only need to calculate the whole of the flat shape area. In this case, the student have not been able to visualize fully the given problem. So the students did mistake when analyzing the problem until determining the expected solution. This is an example of students' answer for the task 3. We can see that the student answered to the last test instrument in these figures. From these figures, it can be shown that the student has carried out the visualization process on the given problem. The students has tried to understand the requirements proposed in this task by describing the minimum distance of the sets from the wall and from one set to another. However, in the case of this set, the student still mistakenly visualizes the set. The student represents the area of a set as a circle. In the process, this is still understandable, but the students will experience difficulties when the student is in the analysis and abstraction stage. Therefore, the student has not been able to answer this task correctly. After observing, the student considered the state as a circle because the students saw that visual form from the given task if based on the expected stages spatially. The students can actually solve the problem only by describing each possible set in the seating area. So this is the conclusion for our article, our study. The result of comparing there are deviations from the answer given by the students with theoretically expected steps in the study. And another results, the students have difficulties in answering the HOTS based task given. Okay, thank you. That's all from us. Thank you for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.